Greetings and welcome to the Next Level News. I am your host, Blake Wally. Got a big story for you today with Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel. Apparently the U.S. government is now fighting an imminent ICC arrest. That would be the International Criminal Court. The ICC wants to issue this arrest warrant for Bibi and some of his buddies, but the United States government is fighting to prevent that from happening. The Israeli media outlet Ovala reported that Netanyahu himself is personally leading a non-stop push over the telephone in a desperate bid to outmaneuver the law because he thinks he's above it, so it doesn't apply to him. Now, according to another Israeli media outlet, Netanyahu is frightened and unusually stressed about the very real possibility that he will be handcuffed, charged, and imprisoned for committing crimes against humanity for his work in Gaza. Now, while they may not be issued today or tomorrow, there will come a day, sources close to this outlet said, when Netanyahu will be held to account for alleged war crimes. Netanyahu responded through a tantrum on Twitter X, reportedly so upset that the criminal justice system is catching up to him that he suffered a meltdown. And he tweeted the lies that Israel is merely defending itself by committing mass genocide against the Palestinian people. Now, no matter how you want to look at it, there are tens of thousands of innocent civilians that have been slaughtered, not necessarily Hamas militants. So people are critical at the heavy-handed tactics from the IDF under Bibi's leadership. Now, according to Bibi, Israel will never accept any attempt by the Hague-based criminal court. So this is, yes, the ICC, the ones that prosecuted the Nazis after World War II. And now they're going after, they got Bibi in their sights, and he is allegedly panicking. And he is saying Israel's got a fundamental right to defend itself, which is true, but maybe not to carpet bomb thousands of people in their homes. So Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz told the channel the ICC's attempt to hold Netanyahu accountable for crimes against humanity is absolute hypocrisy, adding that he and other Israeli leaders will do whatever it takes to evade the law. And if necessary, they will not leave the country. And the Biden regime, meanwhile, is having to come to grips with the fact that what Israel is saying is not what Israel is actually doing, suggesting that international law is being broken by the Bibi regime. An internal memo from the State Department reportedly states that senior U.S. officials have advised Secretary of State Antony Blinken that they are not finding Israel's assurances that it is using U.S.-supplied weapons in accordance with international humanitarian law either credible or reliable, meaning they think Israel is lying. Of course, not helping matters, the Israeli government has shut down Al Jazeera within their country. Decided to close the operations of this Qatar-based network within its borders, describing the network as a, quote, incitement channel. That their broadcast equipment will be confiscated, the channel's correspondents will be prevented from working, the channel will be removed from cable and satellite television companies, and Al Jazeera's websites will be blocked on the internet. You feel about the different sets of press. You can't just eliminate your rival news networks just because you don't like what they're saying. But this isn't the same. This isn't the United States. Well, it is a sweeping new law passed by the Israeli government which allows the banning of foreign networks perceived as a threat to national security. If they don't toe the line or agree with what he wants to say, he'll shut you down. Now, Bibi had expressed his intention to shut down Al Jazeera shortly after the law was passed. Yeah, this was in the works. He couldn't wait. He needed the law to go through, and then, boom, chopped him off. So, criticizing the network's coverage of Israelis' military actions in Gaza. So Al Jazeera has been producing on-the-ground reporting of Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza. Netanyahu noted, emphasizing the network's alleged anti-Israeli bias. So in response to the closure, Al Jazeera condemned their decision as a criminal act, which it argues infringes on the human right to access information. Here's the quote: Israel's suppression of the free press to cover up its crimes by killing and arresting journalists did not deter us from performing our duty. More than 140 Palestinian journalists have been martyred for the sake of the truth. But, either way, you have to be transparent and open. You're just shutting down your opposition. It usually means that you're hiding something. If not, bring it out in the open. Have the debate, but they don't want to debate. They just want to dictate. And they're also freaking out about TikTok because it's also showing the atrocities of the war on the ground in Gaza, which is embarrassing for the administration. So they just assume shut that down too. Neocon Mark Levin of Fox News calls for Gaza solidarity protesters to be rounded up and deported Holocaust style. Wow, it's like it's come full circle. The Ashkenazi Jews have become the Nazis themselves in a weird twist of irony. The outpouring of solidarity for the people at Gaza at college and university campuses across America, Levin wrote on X that he wants a Stasi-style roundup of all protesters. Round them up, deport those who are here on student visas, arrest all others, and put out their names and photos so everyone knows who never to hire. That was Levin angrily and nastily wrote about the type of police state fascism he wants to see unleashed on those exercising their First Amendment right to free speech. And make sure they receive no student loan forgiveness or any other federal funds of any kind. So it's amazing that you're going to crack down. Most of these people are they're outraged by the slaughter of innocent civilians. They want it to stop. And you're going to, destroy their lives forever for speaking out what they believe to be true? So you can either show the information is legit, or you can try to silence and destroy your opposition. And this is pretty shameful behavior no matter how you look at it. People say it's a great day to end Hamas. Yes, Hamas is a terrible terrorist organization. But it might also be a great day to arrest Netanyahu, too. This is a both sides issue. And I think that would solve a lot of problems. Unfortunately, many senators in the United States are now threatening to go after the ICC prosecutors. And it turns out that many of them, actually all of them, are on the Israel lobby, as that should be no shock there. So a group of AIPAC-funded Republican senators sent a letter to the International Criminal Court's chief prosecutor threatening him with retribution if he dares to issue arrest warrants against Israeli PM Bibi Netanyahu and other officials. And they have the one-page letter right here. I'll see if I can zoom in. They say, we write regarding the reports that the ICC may be considering issuing international arrest warrants against Bibi and other Israeli officials. Such actions are illegitimate and lack legal basis, and if carried out will result in severe sanctions against you and your institution. Blah, blah, blah. I'll skip to the end. The United States will not tolerate politicized attacks by the ICC on our allies, the people that pay them hundreds of thousands of dollars. So target Israel, and we will target you. And if you move forward with the measures indicated in the report, we will move to end all American support for the ICC, sanction your employees and associates, and bar you and your families from the United States. You have been warned. Now, imagine if our old senators back in the World War II were paid off enough money by the Nazis to threaten the Hague and the ICC not to persecute and prosecute the awful Nazis that were involved in war crimes and crimes against humanity. It's staggering. And here are the signatures from some of these senators, many you have heard of. Very disappointing. Of course, the ICC responded On Friday, the Hague-based office of the chief prosecutor published a statement also on Twitter calling for an end of threats of retaliation against the ICC and attempts to impede and intimidate its officials. The statement added that such threats could constitute an offense against the administration of justice under the Rome Statute. And here we have Edward Snowden suggesting that maybe the ICC should respond by charging these 12 as accessories to the genocide. Cotton here, senator out of Arkansas, is saying Hamas protesters on campus deserve our contempt. But really, how many people are actually pro-Hamas supporters? It's probably less than 2%. So it's disingenuous to label them as that, or, anti-Jew, anti-Israel. No, most of these are peaceful protesters that just want an end to the violence going on there. But of course, Tom Cotton is paid a lot of money from the Israel lobby, and maybe it's him that deserves our contempt. Oh, there he goes, $237,000. Very shameful. And here's the U.S. senators publicly threatening members and their families of the ICC in The Hague if they issue these arrest warrants against war criminals. And, just let them have the investigation. Maybe they're innocent. Maybe this is all wrong, and that's fine too. But maybe we should do that investigation before things escalate any further. Enough innocent people have already died. So this is the information about how much money. This is a wonderful graphic. So this is how much money they publicly take from AIPAC, the Israeli organization in the U.S. They are publicly corrupt and take bribes and do not hide it. The USA, the pillar of democracy in the world, is the only country where senators are publicly and openly bribed, especially by Israel. Forefathers could see this. And these are some senators taking huge bribes from a foreign country, and they're covering up war crimes and genocide, and then threatening the ICC, the people that want to prosecute that. It's breathtaking, it's amazing, it's awful, but here we are. So we have to put some light on this and expose it. And there you go. So thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. We'll have more content coming soon. Thank you.